Greetings everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of Stellaris, Aquatics, the Cetusian Imperium, which originally streamed live on Twitch. So I've already pretty much pre-designed the everything that we're going to have. I'm going to change a few names, but more or less it's already predetermined, pre-designed, and it's in the commands. So you can type !Empire or poll or details for the information. That way, when people filter in, they don't need to ask. But I will, however, tell you guys, you early birds. So we're going to create a new game. And before I created this new game, I purged all of my custom empires. So I don't have anything else that I've made in the past as that we will be up against. So I don't have to kill like the Yoda Imperium or whatever, which is good. I am going to edit this just to show you. So we are the new... Oh, and I should also mention that this is a sponsored stream. I received the Aquatic DLC for free from Paradox. So we are indeed Aquatics. Here we are. We look like a bipedal dolphin. We are the Cetus, which is, you know, mythological whale or whatever. Our name lists our traits, so you're probably most interested in our traits. We are aquatic, so ocean habitability goes up another 20%, and housing usage is cheaper and all that. But when we settle non-wet worlds, we have great penalties. There's also a new ascension perk when you're aquatic called hydrocentric, which makes water worlds even better. And we're non-adaptive, which means non-water worlds are really out of the question. Between aquatic and non-adaptive, settling non-water worlds would be pretty tragic. Intelligent and strong. Intelligent to reflect the fact that we're materialists, and strong to reflect the fact that we're militarists, because those are our ethos. Our homeworld is a wet world, Cetus Prime. The city appearance is aquatic. The origin is Ocean Paradise. The government and ethics, this was voted on ahead of time. And it is fanatic, militarist, and materialist, with Byzantine bureaucracy and distinguished admiralty. What I tried to do is I tried to pick ethics, authority, and civics that matched the sort of story that we wanted to tell. So not necessarily min-maxed, not necessarily where I would pick for myself, but there we are. The voice will be aquatic.
We all have the makings of greatness in us.
Okay, and I am actually going to change this a little bit. So the Cetusian Imperium. I think that that rolls off the tongue a little bit better. Our flag. Our ship appearance will be the aquatic ships, and the ruler doesn't really matter because they will be... It's Imperial, but they will filter a bunch. So, done. But I want to go back and delete the original one so I don't have to fight myself. Alright, there we are. And then in terms of the game details, and of course you can do ! Details for all of this, but the game details, this is what I tend to like as a personal preference for my games. Because if you do large galaxies, you're going to be playing for 100 hours or whatever. So small, elliptical, maximum AI empires so that we have a lot of fights with no advanced starts. So none of the other empires get a head start on us. Very low habitable worlds, so you have to fight over worlds with very few primitive civilizations because they're boring. Maximum number of fallen empires and marauder empires. 2 Fallen Empires is particularly fun because there's a special type of event that can happen when you have 2. The crisis strength is normal and random. The dates is 23, 26, and 28 for mid, end, and victory. The difficulty is Commodore. Commodore is sort of the combination of all of the polls. So I would say... If I really added it up, it'd be somewhere between an Admiral and Commodore, but I think Commodore won. Obviously, it won the plurality. Without scaling difficulty, normal aggressive empire placement will be random, so I could get screwed or I could get lucky. With normal hyperlane density, gateway, and wormhole. Guaranteed habitable worlds is set to 1. However, because we're Ocean Paradise origin, we don't have a guaranteed habitable world. Caverniers, I'm actually gonna, I'll leave on. Xenocompatibility is on. The logistics have not been changed, and we're Iron Man. So let's hit play, and hope that we have a good random luck here. So here is the Cetusian Imperium, and let me turn my interface back on. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I am. I screwed that up. Cool. Great. But yeah, you can read the flavor text about our ocean paradise while I fix some things. And 1 second. Ooh, that's a big Yoda. All right. Well, let me set up. So, right at the start, what I like to do is figure out where we are and where we want to survey immediately. So we are near the galactic core, which is going to be interesting. And our home system, I will get the engineering research first. The science ship we have is carefree, so they research anomalies faster. But let's see who we have. So our scientists are... Come here, Tusk. A computing researcher, so I'll queue up computing research. This one has New Worlds specialization, which we don't have offered, so I wouldn't mind replacing him if possible. Oh yes, someone who is a spark of genius. That is a good replacement. So let's go sell some food and hire that spark of genius to throw them into... I'm actually going to throw them in the Spark of Genius into engineering, so we have more engineering research, because engineering research is sort of combat. And then in societal, we'll put the maniacal. So then our societal researcher will do Unity, and our engineering researcher will do more engineering research. Holy cow! That is a lot of gifted subs, Byron. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I'll catch up with the activity feed in just a minute once I get this kicked off. But a whole lot of you have been resubbing and cheering bits, so thank you. So there's our researchers. And then taking a look at... Oh boy. So Tusky, stop pawing at me. I got very unlucky with hyperlanes. So as you can see, the starting area that I'm in has only one hyperlane out. So I could get bottlenecked very easily, which would be tragic. I'd have to build tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another science ship out to hire that New Worlds expert to do some surveying, and then send my survey ship out to start surveying. And I got to do this like as fast as I can because you know, because it looks like I have a terrible start. But, you know, I'm totally okay having a terrible start because that's part of the challenge. All right, let me try to get my interface on. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, there it is. Survey and expand. That is our current goal. And let's unpause. Before I do that, I'm just going to ask one simple question in the polls, which is, what music do you want? My DJing soundtrack or the game's soundtrack? I don't really care. I'll just let you decide. So there it is up top, and I'll put a 5-minute timer on that. So here's our base world, and because it's an ocean paradise, we are happier, we grow faster, and we get more resources from jobs. We have 12 available housing, which is kind of too much, to be honest, and then only one available job. So what I'm going to want to do, as soon as I can afford it with minerals, is to set up some additional work, because soon we're going to have some unemployment. And now let me catch up on the activity feed. So, Emmy, thank you for all the gifted subs as well. And then Megahoof, Morty, Emmy, Megahoof again, Matt, Emmy, Glitch, Megahoof. Oh, wow, it just keeps going, Megahoof. Byron, Megahoof, thanks for all the bits. And then the resubs would be Joey, Morty, Islotus, Krupik, Vredog, and Moist Pineapple Pizza. Taking a look at who our leader is. increased trade value and decreased building costs. So not exactly the ruler traits that I would hope for. That's kind of unfortunate. And our crown heir has similarly, not worthless, but similarly not ideal traits. Investor and fortifier. Investor is not that helpful early on because you don't tend to have a lot of trade value. So that means that it's not providing you that much of a benefit. Megahoof, thanks for all the gifted subs as well. So what I'm going to be doing is ignoring all of the local systems close to me, because I know these local systems are going to be mine. I'm going to have them on lockdown. It's not like there's another empire that's going to take these unknown systems from me. And I'm going to jump to the hyperlane because, you know, I think that's going to be the most important because I have such a ridiculous bottleneck here. Now, one of the advantages of a ridiculous bottleneck like this is it's really easy to defend as well. So it cuts both ways, where until enemy empires have jump drives, which is way much later in the game, sometimes never. I've definitely seen empires never have jump drives. Until they have jump drives, they only can come in through one route, unless, of course, these worlds have gateways or wormholes, which means that I can bottleneck them with a bastion or some sort of station that helps defend. All right, that construction ship is going to get the mining station and then move to Kazoo. Another thing to note is anytime there's something to be raffled, I'm going to have a continuous rapid-fire raffling. So there is no timers or countdowns because every system that I inhabit will be raffled off to you guys, to the subscribers. And there are so many extra subscribers because 30 subs were gifted out. So I'll cheers to that. All right, I'm going to call this poll early just to hide it, because about 3/4 of you, or almost 4/5, want my own playlist. And if my playlist wears on you, I can always change it up. I can always hide it, and that's no problem. So if you get raffled, I'll call what the raffle's for. Okay, so we have the Arassian Concordat as the precursor chain.
Ledger of situations.
I won't
amended.
spoil what that leads to. I just, so for veteran players or players that want to look up on the wiki, you can figure out what that means. Now, what I have noticed in the Herbert patch, which is the current patch that I'm playing, precursor chains are rather difficult to do. So taking a look at, oh god, Kazoo. That is a lot of surveying that needs doing. And then Hodis here is just a few worlds. So this surveyor here is going to jump past Hodis and start going down the lanes. So here's the first contact protocols. And I'm going to have you guys vote very quickly. It's just going to be a choice 1, 2, or 3. It's a 1-minute choice. Very quick poll. But basically, when we find new species, how should we treat them? With open arms, which gives us extra influence, but allows them to possibly set up spy networks against us. Caution, which makes it a little bit more difficult to contact them, but it's sort of the neutral stance. Or aggression, which is to say we shoot them immediately, and yeah, it's up to you. Now, what's funny is that with our ethics, we're researchers, but we're also militarists. But I think, the scientific approach would be to be cautious. The militaristic approach would be to shoot them first, ask questions later, and then, of course, this is sort of the diplomatic, xenophile, pacifist route. And it's pretty clear what we have winning. We're going to be cautious. Now, when you pick cautious, you can't change this stance for 10 years. So, as you can see here, on the clock, it's 22-10-19, and I can't change this into 22-10-10-19. So we are stuck with cautious for 10 years. Any of the other policies I could change as well. So taking a look at them, unrestricted wars is definitely a thing we want. Orbital bombardment being indiscriminate, so we can blow away people's planets quicker. Resettlement is allowed, which is fine, because we are not egalitarian. The initial border status we can leave as open, but I'm going to close my borders to anyone that closes their borders to me. In terms of economic policy, one of the things we might want to do once we have a little bit more consumer goods is to move it over from mixed to militarized, so we make more alloys. That way we can have more ships. Am I planning to get the hydrocentric ascension perk? I'll be leaving that up to you. What my perks should be, I'll have you all vote. I think it's very powerful, but whether or not I add it is ultimately your prerogative, not mine. And I'm gonna take part of the Habitable World survey. That sounds fine. So now that I have about 100 more alloys, let's roll out another science ship and hire another researcher, another scientist. Okay, so here's a maniacal researcher. And what I'm gonna do is once this physics research is done, I can switch the maniacal in if the next research is not computing to try to min-max my research. And I'm going to have this researcher also be surveying. Really early on, when you're fighting for territory, survey speed is king. Trying to survey as fast as you can. So one thing I want you all to vote on is traditions. So there's up to 7 traditions that you can get. And I'm going in 9 months to have the unity for first tradition. Now, in this current patch, it's very different than previous Stellaris, and I actually rather like it. So in previous Stellaris, there were 7 options and 7 choices, and basically at the end of the game, everybody had the same traditions, and now that is no longer true. There is more traditions than there are slots, so you get to pick and choose. And that adds a little bit of customization. If you're looking for a proper full tutorial of this, I do have a YouTube series called How to Play Stellaris, and that's going to tell you a lot more than this. I'm just breezing through the game mechanics here. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and raffle off our Corvette name. It's going to Repo. Ooh, nothing like a good Repo ship. So,
what have we here?
I am going to turn off auto-generate designs because I don't want the computer to generate designs for me. And we are going to have a Corvette called Repo 180. And then I'm going to spend 3 alloys to rename. Basically, I'm upgrading the fleet, and all that really is doing is spray painting Repo 180 on the sides of the boats. That's all it does. They're identical ships, just renamed. Like a cup and ball game, right? Your first ever win? I suspect, given the amount of things that can be named after people, that pretty much everybody is going to have things named after them. Okay, so here's my new science ship, and we're going to send him... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send him to help survey Kazoo, because Kazoo has so many systems that the surveyor there is slow. And that slow speed means that I'm not expanding as fast as I want to expand. I suppose I could also survey out the name of the fleet. So the name of this fleet is going to be the Skyra Greystorm Fleet. All right, cool. And I'm going to also raffle off the shipyard. The Kokata Shipyard. Cool. It doesn't quite fit, but, you know, good enough. So, oh, yeah, here's another system with a ton of things to survey. No habitable worlds so far. And as soon as I have enough alloys, I'm going to go for yet another researcher. Let's see who I can hire. Ooh, someone who's meticulous? All right, I'm going to hire them immediately and swap them in for this person. So a meticulous surveyor has a greater chance to find anomalies, which is really, really good. I love meticulous surveyors early game. Meticulous is a rather useless skill mid to late game when there's nothing new to survey, but early game it's king. That and the survey speed, which is pretty awesome. So taking a look, I have north and south. How about you guys vote? Which way to survey first? North or south? I know that calling things north and south in space doesn't make much sense, but I'll have you vote on it anyway. So this here... Oh, and we have our first tradition. I probably shouldn't wait on that. Alright, so I'm going to end this poll real quick so you guys can vote on traditions. So here's the choices. As you can see, there's 8 choices in 7 slots. So it's not exactly an abundance of choice, but what first tradition? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to breeze past what they are. Adaptability gives you population growth speed and habitability and stuff like that, resettlement cost, buildings. It basically makes it so that you're better suited for your planets. Diplomacy, which allows you to have relationships with your neighbors and form federations. Discovery, which gives you science and survey speed. Domination, which allows you to require enemies to submit to your will. Expansion, which helps you settle new planets. Of course, this is... I just want to verify that this is very watered down. Harmony, which is sort of leader lifespan and governing ethics. It keeps your population in line and healthier and live longer. Mercantile, which is... Oop, I spelled it wrong. Mercantile, which is for trade and trade lanes, and things become less expensive, your trade value goes up. And prosperity, which is like mining yield and building upkeep and the like. So when you vote on these types of things, one of the things to note is that your militarists and, well, my militarists and my materialists, basically my military and my scientists, are going to want certain traditions. So the scientists are going to want discovery, because that is the tradition that sort of most aligns with them. And then my militarists are going to want... oh, there's more, actually. I forgot to scroll down, which I'm an idiot. But honestly, the poll only fits 8. So, yeah, there is subterfuge, which is spying on other people. Supremacy, which is the militarist one that I was looking for. That's why I realized I had to scroll down. And then unyielding, which is starbase and defenses. So my scientists are going to want discovery, and it looks like that is far and away the one to adopt. And I would agree. Discovery allows you to survey and expand quickly and get a sort of a jump start on science. But the supremacy is the militarist one, which is like fleet strength and fire speed and that kind of thing. I forgot to scroll. Can't believe it. All right, so now I have 2 scientists trying to survey here, and I have enough alloys for a 4th science ship. So we'll roll that out. I guess I could name the defense platforms, although I almost never use them. So these are going to be splurgeweed platforms. What a name! Makes sense, though. Weeds don't tend to move around. So, you know, works for me. Defense platforms is what you would set up if you want to defend your stations a little bit better. I will use platforms sparingly, but they're about as expensive as a ship, but can't be moved, so it's not worth that much to me. So here is the last, or not the last, but the latest research. And what I'm going to have them do is actually just explore these systems without surveying them, so I can, at a glance, tell how many things are in them, whether they have worlds, etc. I know I have mapped the stars, but it costs 200 influence, and I want all the influence I can possibly have to annex territory. Map the stars would be cool to trigger for the additional anomaly discovery chance, but it's just too expensive. Map the stars would be worth it if you had a large galaxy where you had a lot of surveying to do, but I don't have a lot of surveying to do. I have very little surveying because this is a 400-star world, not like thousands. All right, so here we have no habitable worlds. Don't even walk to the center.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
So these anomalies here I'm ignoring just so that I can survey faster. I'll go back and research the anomalies in the future when I'm not rushing to expand my territory. But here, this system might have some good resource yield because there's a lot of planets and moons. And then this researcher is going to go south, this researcher going north, and then this researcher will go north and then west. So once areas have been explored like this, your military ships and your construction ships can travel there. You just can't annex them. You're not allowed to build outposts anywhere that you have not fully surveyed. So here's another system. No worlds, no guaranteed worlds, nothing like that. And we're going to go over to this last one and then...
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Spacecraft remains, atmospheric storms, and strange mountain formation. Those are our anomalies so far. Let me unpause the Yoda cam here. There it goes. Hey, buddy. I'll leave him on a little bit. Alright, Kazoo. Kazoo's going to be renamed after you guys, so, Newfie Edge, thanks for the resub. And Do Village as well.
Charts updated.
Alright, so now we have Kazoo. My constructor ship is going to build an outpost here. Kazoo actually, it's kind of nice because it has a bunch of trade value in it, and trade value turns into resources for us. And then another thing I need to do is over here in my homeworld, let's set up alloy foundries because we have no extra work for people to do, and soon we're going to have some employment if I don't do that. I didn't skip over your message, Ron. I saw it. I don't know how Yoda would feel about a new daddy though. So if you read the eligibility here, you can have multiple things named after you. So I think, yeah, let's have you go south. So now I have all of my surveyors heading out to different locations, as you can see, because I really was quite bottlenecked, surprisingly bottlenecked. Yoda's too precious. He is precious. Oh, hey, buddy. Look up. He is wearing a Christmas sweater.
We grow ever stronger.
All right. I don't have the alloys to build a starbase at Hodis yet, so I'm going to spend just a second here. Let's grab a little bit of energy credits from Kazoo, and then we'll come back later to expand upon it more. What do I think about the Voltum predecessors? I think it's Stellaris just having a little bit of fun in their writing. How old is Yoda? He's nearly 10. Right, buddy? He's like 9.5. Okay, we have first contact with something. Where is it? Okay, well, I'm gonna send my envoy. Let's send Hannibal. That sounds like a good envoy to do first contact. I don't actually see who I'm contacting. It wasn't another survey ship or something like that, so it might just be sort of non-Empire NPCs. Which is totally fine. Oh, here's a tropical world. Tropical worlds are somewhat similar to wet worlds, but obviously because of our origin and our traits, anything non-water is pretty non-viable for us. And here's another tropical world.
We cannot fight this foe.
And there is a mining station and mining robots. And guess what? We are going to buy some alloys to go murder us some bots. So I'm going to sell off a whole lot of my other resources, invest in alloys, and then I'm also going to tell this this researcher to ignore the fact that there's robots here. Obviously, I can't survey here because it is guarded by those bots, and I don't want my researcher to die, but I also don't want to stop researching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them skate. I'm going to have them skate around the edge here, where they're not going to be engaged, and go to the next system over. And then they'll double back once I have those beta alien vessels killed off. So I am currently investigating these beta alien vessels, and I'm pretty sure they're... Are this what mining bots look like? I'm pretty sure these are mining bots. Either way, they get to die. Or no, this is another empire. That's right. Yeah, this is someone's outpost, and then this is their construction ship trying to set up a mining thing at Tau Ceti. Oh, good, I get to kill people. All right, let's hire an admiral, and my admiral is going to be named after you guys. In fact, I should name my scientist after you guys too. So, I'm going to hire this young admiral who has weapons range, and they are Cowley. All right, and then once I have all those ships there, I'm going to send Cowley over to squash them. And then let's rename some of our other leaders. So, you are Stevie Viper. Skyra, you already got something named after you, so I'm going to re-roll it. Randall Thor. Ooh, okay. Randall Thor, I'm going to give you the nicest scientist here, the genius scientist. I'm just going to truncate your name a little bit. I hope you don't mind. Spicy Jazz. I'll give you this one. Tremontaine. God, I have so many scientists. Waffle Fortress. Ooh, Waffle Fortress, you were named in the last Stellaris series. Kakata again. All right, reroll that. Morty Crow. It's a naming party. Banished Puppet. And last but not least, Megahoof. You are the meticulous surveyor. Congrats, guys. So as soon as I have superior forces to be able to deal with the Tau Ceti people, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have very early contact. I'm actually surprised that I have a hostile empire so close. Yep, and here's their empire core. So let me turn around because they're going to blow me up otherwise. So their first contact protocols is obviously aggression, which is why they're hostile with me. So it's going to be really important that I start surveying the South Path ASAP, because otherwise I could get pinned in. If I don't get Hua, or whatever Hua, it's going to be renamed, so I don't really care what it's called. If I don't get that quickly, what ends up happening is I get stuck. I get stuck here and only own a few things, and that would be tragically bad. So what I'm doing is I'm sending my scientists to survey the South Path as much as I can. Hey, Stormy! Thanks for the resub. And, Drower, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So this is probably going to be someone I crush very early on. And also, I am assuming their homeworld is tropical, because this is their guaranteed tropical worlds. Although this is an Arctic world. Oh, I think this is my Arctic world. So the Ocean Paradise Origin has an Arctic world bound to it. So my Arctic world is unfortunately deep within their territory, which is lame, but just the way it is sometimes. Oh, good. Stevie Viper, you are totally gonna get fired in a second, because You just gained a I'm never leveling up in my life trait, which is obnoxious. So let me sell off a little food. And don't worry, I'm going to replace you and your name. Fire that and hire that. Nothing like an arrested development governor, right? Well, it's like it never happened. Randall Thor says, if I'm the scientist, we're in trouble? Yeah, we might be. We might be in a little bit of trouble. Don't worry, my military will get us out of it. I think. I hope.
Has been charted.
So Wuo has been charted. As long as I grab Wuo before they do, and I haven't seen their science ships come here, we should be fine. We should be okay. I won't get choked. First contact empires are usually exterminators. Be careful. Yep. They're either... Well, taking a look at the way their ships looked, they didn't look like devouring swarms. So I think they're either determined exterminators or... yeah, that would be the only other alternative. So they're probably determined exterminators, which is fine. Alright, and now we have enough alloys and influence to get Wa and Skya. The Skya Greystorm fleet with Cowley as admiral is going to go to Tau Ceti and mess things up. I actually don't have the achievement, which is a full-blown war before first contact protocols are achieved. So here is my opportunity for an achievement. I'm not much of an achievement hunter in Stellaris, but I have a lot of them just because of the amount I've played. So I wouldn't mind one more. So what that achievement is... Here, let me scroll down to read it exactly. It is... Start a full-fledged first contact war before communications have been fully established. Tremontaine just got research speed industry. Hold on, let me pause a second. So Tremontaine, you are carefree. Yeah, let's move people around. Tremontaine, you're going to become the engineering researcher because it's industry specialized. And then Randall Thor, you're going to be our bio researcher. And then the science ship that was previously Tremontaine is going to get Waffle Fortress. A little bit of shuffling just to increase. So what that did, if you're wondering, is it increased my industry research speed a bit, which tends to be combat, ship armor and ship kinetic weapons and the like. Now, I'm a little bit partial. How about what sort of weapons should I focus upon? Lasers, kinetics, or missiles? I kind of wanted to be sharks with lasers, but I'll leave it up to you. I really don't care. Mixing and matching and using a bit of each is honestly best, but I want to know what my primary weapon should be. Lasers are really good against armor, and... No, I might have that backwards. Hold on. Let me make sure. Kinetics are really good against shields. Lasers are really good against armor, and missiles are sort of a mix of the two. So I can show you missiles. Let me throw a temporary new design here with a picket. Oh, no, I don't have a... Yeah, here we go. Nuclear missiles, which is shield penetration. It ignores shield and does extra hull damage. The disadvantage of missiles is they can be shot down. So you have no guarantee that you'll connect if the enemy... Ooh, here's a tiny little ocean world. A brink ocean world. So that would be a good first colony, because I don't have to terraform it. And I'll put a little bit of a timer up there. Have you vote unless something else comes up. Hey, Spicy Jazz, you leveled up. Alright, what I'm going to be doing is, anytime I have the alloys too, I will try to expand the Skya Greystorm fleet so that they're stronger and stronger, because I'm obviously going to have... Uh-oh. I'm going to have very early on... very early on sort of aggressive politics with my neighbors here. Looks like there's another bottleneck to the east. Yes. This is the eastern bottleneck. And I'm racing out there to survey it. If I get stuck, it's fine. I'll just shoot my way out. It's happened before to me, and it's fine. Oh, we have exotic gases as a natural resource here in a place that's going to be renamed. Oh, speaking of renaming, Kazoo and Hodis, you guys need renaming as well. So, Petrable, you are now a whole solar system. And Byron, you are a solar system. And don't worry, you're going to be eligible for future giveaways too. Just because you are being named here doesn't mean you can't be named elsewhere. Byron would be a good example of that. He has had multiple things named after him in the past. So my fleet is one hop out of Tau Ceti, which is an initial outpost of whoever these beta aliens are.
Space charts updated.
Alright, Lyridon is fully surveyed, and you are going to hop over. So I'm just going to race to the end of this path as fast as I can. Okay, lasers it will be with a bit of kinetics. 2/3 laser, 1/3 kinetics works for me. I'm impatient, so I'm going to sell some food, buy some minerals, and set up Ua with the 6-fold mining. That's a really good mining station. I don't have enough influence to get Lyridon, but at least I'm not stuck here. Ooh. Archaeological site. Okay, good. At a molten world. It is called Moon Bump. If there was an archaeological site at Brink, I would have to, that might change the properties of Brink as a result.
Our science ship be under attack.
Oh, you little jerks. Retreat. Don't worry, Waffle Fortress, I'm not gonna let you die. So they set up an outpost here at Weir. And Wua needs renaming, doesn't it? So this is going to be Pole Map Pot. No, I don't think so. Small Street. Pole Map Pot, you are not eligible. You were just a bot.
What have we here?
So here is an anomaly of precursor activity in Irobro, whatever it's called. Those are some of the hardest anomalies to research, so I usually leave it for when I have higher level researchers. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with an incredible amount of delay.
Fleet engaged. Give them a broadside.
All right, so I'm blowing up their construction ship. It's gone.
Hostile station engaged.
I don't.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Oh, it looks like they have missile tech. Interesting. So, currently, they've been hitting me with nuclear missiles. It might be worth me setting up another type of ship for point defense. So I'm going to create a new Corvette, set it up as a picket ship for point defense, because they might have missile tech. I'm not going to jump the gun and give myself a missile ship just yet, so I'm going to just call this Corvette for now. But if I engage one of their fleets and I determine that they indeed use missiles as a primary weapon, I'm going to want point defense to counteract their missiles. It also looks like Weir has a lot of minerals
We
here.
grow ever
They have,
stronger.
Weir 1 has a mineral 9, so I'm going to want to capture Weir. But I just, I'm in the process of capturing Tau Ceti, and then I'm going to repair my fleet when it's done. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris Aquatics, the Cetusian Imperium, which originally streamed live on Twitch, December 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you were looking for a series that had a bit more tutorial in it, I do have a series on YouTube, How to Play Stellaris, and that one is going to fill you in a lot more on the finer details. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you for supporting the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow ocean friends.